Liverpool versus...
Everybody. Virgil van Dijk on his first day. Milner scored too. Yeah, we had a pretty good game. I think Virgil van Dijk did really good.
Yeah, it's good to have my man back. Just doing a little review of the game, and there's so many talking points, and for large parts of that game, it was very just kind of uninteresting until you got to some of the tackles, and of course the kind of one of the highlights of the game was Mason Holgate and Roberto Firmino, getting a little tangled up, and
I don't know why he did that.
Listen, there's some things that were said, and a lot of it's been on Twitter of what he said in Portuguese, and there's a moment there where all of a sudden, the way the angle, at least the angle I saw, it covers up what Firmino is saying just before Mason Holgate reacts. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. I don't know how false or true the accusations are, and I know a lot of you people will disagree with me because, again, you'll say, well, it's clear what he said, and I saw what he said up until that point, though, because he doesn't react to the first couple things that Firmino says, which is, you're crazy in Portuguese, and then calls him a son of a you-know-what. But right shortly after that, again, the angle that you see, you can't see what Firmino is saying. So, listen, it seems kind of strange that Mason Holgate would go and deactivate his Twitter afterwards. Now, I don't know if that's because of, what happened or there's something else. Apparently there's a tweet he had, I don't know how long ago, some kind of homophobic, insensitive statement on Twitter. But if it is just this thing that happened yesterday, I didn't see Ryan Brewster deactivating his account when he was, racially abused, which I don't really like that term. Because if someone uses a racial slur against you, I don't know that it's necessarily abuse. It's wrong for sure, but the abuse word for me always kind of I didn't really get that. Anyway, that's not the highlight of the game to me. The highlight of the game is that yet again we found a different way to win the game, and as irritating as it might have been that it was such a sloppy game. We got the win, and Virgil van Dijk, right away, no matter what he does from now on in Liverpool, which I think he'll do great things, but he's a legend already. First game, there's got to be some pressure there.
He almost got a hat trick.
Not for Virgil. Yeah, he could have got a hat trick. We know about that. It's crazy. And I love what he said in the post-match. He's so humble. He talked mainly about him having to improve and that there's more for us to see from him, and that he should have taken his chances before. But that's got to be good to come into Liverpool and set your mark while everyone's all the noises about the expensive amount we paid and is he really that good? Oh, he's overrated. He hasn't played that well with Southampton this last few months.
I think
he put all that to bed, and so I'm glad he's ours. Again, I'm glad we won. It starts the weekend really, really well. Now we can watch some of the other games, and then Monday we'll know who we play next in that competition. But the boys are off to Dubai to get some warm weather training, much needed. Don't look like Coutinho is part of that, which is totally understandable. I don't know what you guys are feeling about players we're getting, but I think we're getting Mahrez. That's just my opinion. I got a hunch on it. I like Mahrez, but I'm not saying it because I like him. I'm just saying it because it feels like the most.
He would be a good player.
Yeah.
If we sell Coutinho, we could get Mahrez and another defender.
Yeah, and I think that's probably where we should go. But goalkeeper for me, Virgil van Dijk, the goal, yes, but just his composure. I don't think Karius has ever had a defender, especially not a defender, that just come in like that and just telling him what to do. Balls were coming, he was telling them where to go, putting guys in line, commanding at the back.
That they got? Karius didn't even try to stop it.
Yeah, I didn't even want to bring that up again. That this guy, and that's the issue though. There's Karius camps and then there's Mignolet camps. Some people like Mignolet, some people like Karius. At the end of the day, I think we all can agree we don't have a good keeper right now, and we need to get that in to complete kind of the way that Klopp is building this team. You got to get a keeper in. So I'm sure that'll happen at some point. But the last thing about Virgil is, if you saw in that last corner, and honestly, let me just be real, every corner kick, I thought there was a chance that he would score. And I thought he would score before coming into the game. So I was not surprised that he got it. The fashion that he did it, the way we just rode off in the sunset, so to speak, against Everton, which is amazing. But as he's coming up for that corner, Firmino is at the corner, getting ready to take it, and he tells Firmino to stop and wait, let me get up and allow Ox to take the corner. So again, coming into a game, first game, new player, and he's just already putting people in place. That's just phenomenal to me. And then Ox, two back-to-back
great
set
games.
pieces. Great, good game. I don't know if he was great in this game. The set pieces were great. He was good in this game. Ox is just everywhere. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Ox was doing good this game. Maybe I said too much by saying he was great, but I just think he was really good.
No, I don't. No, and that's your entitled to an opinion, number one. But two, I don't think you're overstating. I just think he also had some moments where he wasn't so, and that's okay. It's a long game. I don't want to knock him because he was his typical all over the place self, very active, tried to do everything. Missed some shots, took some shots that were kind of wild and crazy, some passes, whatever. But when it came down to it, and that's what matters. Yet again, it's his set piece corner this time. Last time, free kick that gets that helps the goal. And like Klopp said, Van Dijk doesn't just get a goal without an amazing set piece. Great placement. And you watch Van Dijk; he's looking at the ball the whole time, eyes on the ball. None of this, eyes closed down, head down, and trying to hope and have a wish goal. He watched the ball the whole time until it hit his head. So. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very, very pleased. I'm glad we got him, man. So many other teams could have gotten him, and we did. So, and that's what we're building here. And anybody in their right mind, they see what we're doing. If they're on our radar, they have to love what this team is doing. The fight we're showing without guys. And again, I know it wasn't the most pretty. It wasn't the prettiest game of football, but that doesn't matter, man. Top teams have days where you got to just tough games out. Yeah. Any way you got to do it. I don't care how it looks. If you get it, you get it. So, a lot of people are talking about the penalty, and soft as it may have been, they had the same thing against us when we played them. Soft penalty, hands in the way, hands on the player. They got the penalty. So, I don't care. If you want to call it a dodgy penalty, that's fine. I'll take it. I don't think it was a penalty either. Lallana definitely plays on the touch and probably goes down way too easy. But, that's what happened with Calvert-Lewin. So, you lose some, you win some. So we got this one, and
you tie some.
I hope some of you go back and look at the look on Little Sammy's face. The assistant coach.
Sammy?
He's the assistant coach for Everton. He used to play with Liverpool. I mean, it was just amazing the look on his face, man. Maybe I'll try to find a way to add that to the video, but I mean that was just I can just play that video on loop for the rest of the season. It was fantastic. And again, Everton was with their typical antics. Fat Sam and Wayne Rooney, trying to intimidate the refs, and Fat Sam calling him a red because he didn't like a certain call, and Rooney in his ear, and I guess Sam had to take Rooney off because Rooney looked like he was going to implode at any point, at any moment, and he's at that point in his career. He's not as skillfully sound as he was, so he's got to do it by intimidation and bad tackles, quite frankly. So I don't see him playing much longer in football. He just doesn't have it anymore, and he may have had an amazing career, even better than what he had, but you can see he couldn't keep things in order. His stuff off the field and all the foolishness, he couldn't keep it together, and now we just have Rooney, who's back at Everton. Once a blue, always a mango in my book. So, but yeah, I'm just really happy. I'm glad my man is back and a part of the channel again. Just really overall, just really happy that we were able to pull that out and continue to show the fight. So, I can't wait for the City game. We got at least a week or two for that. Oh, I guess just a week now, maybe 9 days, something like that.
Yes.
But it's on a Sunday, 11 o'clock. I can't wait for it though. I mean, hopefully Salah's back at that time, and we got, close as we can get to a full strength. Before I go real quick, Robertson, best game in Liverpool jersey. If that's what we're gonna see from him moving forward, I don't think Moreno or anybody else needs to come in. I mean, he played like he was a Scouser from Liverpool, born and raised. He played like that game meant a lot to him, man. I mean,
it did.
And it should, but I'm just saying, like there was something else in his performance, man, that I've never seen. I mean, Yannick Bolasie is a big unit. He's fast, he's quick, and that's the guy that Robertson was checking most of the game. He was guarding him most of the game. The tall black guy, number 7. But he gave him a good game, man, and was just really passionate. It was. I saw a main streak in a lot of players yesterday, and that's what I want to see. Not only against Everton, especially against Everton, and we probably need to see that a little bit more against Everton, being as though the way that they play.
I think because this game meant a lot to him because I think he wants to play with Liverpool more often.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Good point. I was going to say, the game before that we put Gomez in, and I think Robertson's thinking, hold on, like thanks for the rest or the breather, but I had to sit back and watch Moreno play. I'm ready. That's my position. Give me my position back. Let me make sure I give Klopp no reason to take me out again. And I love that about him, if that was the case. But that's how he played. You're right. That's how he played. It was just like, this is my spot. Nobody's taking it. I'm the Liverpool left back. Damn it. That's it. No, nothing else to be said. No other conversations. Give me my spot. I mean, I loved it. So
he worked hard for that spot.
Yeah, and guys better get in line, especially the goalkeepers, because Van Dijk is no pushover, and he is a man. And if he's gonna put guys in position, and if they're not strong enough, if they ain't got no heart, they might, that might be something that they can't take. Their ego might not be able to take that. So they better fall in line and understand that there's a new regime at Liverpool, and it's especially in the back. And it starts with Virgil van Dijk, and I think that's one of the main reasons why Klopp wanted to get him. Yes, his skill. Yes, his natural God-given talent, his height, his pace, and all that. But mainly because of his leadership skills.
I think Klopp really wanted to get him because we needed a defender, and he's the guy who will put players in their position,
right.
And he's fast. He can do a lot of things, but he's just really he's tall, and he'll be able to get the ball from players.
And what we needed was an extension of the coaching staff and the defense. Let me just move this up, and we got that, and that's what Klopp I think needs, because Klopp can't be out on the field with them. Especially and the midfield has been, we haven't talked much about that, but the midfield hasn't been fantastic either. And we really need, as much as we need a goalkeeper, I think we need somebody that just sits and that's all they do. A defensive midfielder that just sits and protects that back four. But yeah, guys need to get in line because Virgil is definitely going to be that dude. So we got to build around him with strong mentality. Guys with strong mentalities that can deal with that and know that he's there to keep us in line. Not a talk down kind of thing like that. But this guy's a winner. Not that I don't know how much he's won. I know he won at Celtic, but in terms of just his spirit and the kind of player and kind of man he is, he's a winner, and you see that. So yeah, we're gonna log off now and probably watch some games, the rest of the FA Cup matches.
I think we're gonna do a really good job with Virgil van Dijk because I think we needed a defender, and that's gonna be our key to getting into the what's it called?
What? Getting into the what?
The Champions League.
We're already in the Champions League. We don't need him to get a Champions League, but we could definitely use him to advance even further. And I think that's maybe what you're getting at. Yeah, that's definitely going to help. But not only did we need a defender because that was obvious, but again, it's more of this type of defender who can really, again, be an extension from the coaching staff on the field.
I think we just really needed a guy who would put people in their
talker.
place.
Yeah, we needed a communicator. And Matip, no. Lovren to a degree, and I think Lovren watch out for Lovren. He might improve just that bit more under. All the guys should, but I think Lovren playing with Van Dijk, at least I think he played with Van Dijk at least for a season or two, and then coming here, they would have been familiar with each other. But I think he's really, really going to help Lovren and any other defenders in the back. Honestly, even Klopp. I know Klopp's older, but I think they maybe can help each other as well. But it'll be interesting to see who our consistent center back tandem will be. I don't even know if it'll be a consistent thing. I think Klopp might just kind of, maybe not every game, but I think he's really trying to figure out who. He started with Matip this time, but who he wants to go with Van Dijk moving forward, and if that means he might need to get another center back, which I wouldn't be opposed to. But yeah, again, just happy, proud. Again, a third game in a row, 2-1, and we're just finding different ways to beat teams. Set piece goals. Whoever would have thought Liverpool would be a team that was beating teams from set pieces. So we're in a good way. It's a really, really amazing time. It's always good to be a Liverpool fan, but right now, just to see the the growth. And I think it's so funny that people still compare Klopp to Brendan Rodgers and how he's not improving anything.
I think
If
he
you're paying
is.
attention, he's clearly improving things. And if you just be that much more patient with Keita coming in and hopefully Mahrez or the guy from Monaco whose name skips my mind right now for some reason, but whoever we bring in, I'm looking forward to them betting in and us doing really well. So let's stay tuned, see what happened, and we'll see you guys soon.